Tyrone Grayson. Mr. Morgan, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Stephen Morgan on behalf of the City of Detroit.
We have a situation here where Mr. Javar Tyrone Grayson has a jury trial set for tomorrow. What I wanted to go over with the court, now this is Grayson Bay, let me get that correct. Mr. Grayson Bay, I did receive the documentations that you had. He has a table of contents here. He has a declaration of nationality legal notice, declaration of nationality, name correction, proclamation, public and publication, judicial notice and proclamation to all elected United States Republic office and public servant of federal, state, city, and municipal governments, personnel, and corporate entities concerning the Constitution and all statutory and civil law codes of the land. Know all men, etc. Know all men be these present. I, Grayson Bay, being duly affirmed, standing squarely, declare and proclaim upon divine law, naturals law, universal law, Moorish birthrights international law, and constitutional law, declare and say, I being previously identified by the Union States Society of North America USA under the colorable warship name.
The video opens with the narrator introducing yet another chaotic courtroom appearance from sovereign citizen Grayson Bay. This isn't his first time. He's already appeared before multiple judges, each time pushing bizarre legal theories and challenging authority. His earlier antics included threatening to sue Judge Perkins and actually filing a lawsuit against a police officer in front of Judge Coleman. Now, as he stands before yet another judge in Detroit, the outcome seems predictable. Disaster awaits. The city prosecutor, Mr. Morgan, appears calm yet visibly tired of this repeated nonsense. The commentary notes how Grayson has turned the courtroom into a stage for his self-proclaimed Moorish ideology. Rather than focusing on his legal defense, he floods the court with irrelevant declarations of nationality. The judge maintains patience, trying to clarify the purpose of the hearing, while the audience can sense the same cycle repeating, delusion dressed as sovereignty.
Make public and publish my corrected national name, declare and affirm my true proper person status, and reclaim my rightful social and cultural life of the state. Semicolon. In accord with my ancestral Moorish nation of Northwest at a Maxims, North America, acknowledging my birthrights, period. Having lawfully and legally obtained and proclaimed my nationality and birthright name and title, semicolon, I strike that, in harmony with, in association with, and in accord with divine law, the customs and the laws, period, rules and usages of the Zodiac Constitution, semicolon, being Aboriginal and indigenous and bound to the North American continent by heritage, by primogeniture, by birthright, by...
Grayson Bay begins reading his Declaration of Nationality, a lengthy document filled with meaningless pseudo-legal jargon. He speaks of divine law, Moorish birthrights, and universal law, all while insisting that his name correction frees him from government authority. His words spill out in confusing fragments, blending mythology with constitutional phrases. The judge tries to remain professional, but it's clear even he's unsure what to make of the rambling speech. The commentary adds a dose of humor, pointing out that Grayson refers to himself as a warship, perhaps his most ridiculous claim yet. The narrator mocks this strange metaphor, saying it's the first time they've heard anyone identify as a floating vessel in court. The tone stays sarcastic but grounded, reflecting how absurd these sovereign citizen performances truly are.
The European cognomen and fictitious misnomer back to the colonial processors of its pedigree, period. I am not rightfully declaring, publishing, and proclaiming my own free national name, affirming my actual, rightful, and civil in full life status, conjoined to my ancestors, Moorish American consanguine pedigree and national honor, semicolon. Let it be declared, known, published, and resolved that I am Grayson Bay in proper persona sui juris, being in my own proper person, by birthright, semicolon, I am Moorish. I'm not going to continue to read the rest of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well said, though. Thank you.
I just don't have a clue of what's going on with this.
Just a declaration of my nationality, Your Honor. Thank you, though. Well said, though.
Okay, so, and how? What am I supposed to take of this? You know, are you saying you're not an American?
I'm Moorish American from the
Okay.
land of Exeter, Turtle Island. The issue is the corporation of United States, and that's the issue. And I'm under a natural law
As Grayson continues reading, his words grow increasingly incoherent. He claims to be bound to North America by birthright, freehold, and inheritance, suggesting some divine link to the land. The judge listens silently, his expression blank. The prosecutor looks lost. The courtroom seems trapped in an endless echo of meaningless proclamations. Grayson's monologue ends with him declaring his civil, life status, and ancestral honor, phrases that sound important but mean absolutely nothing legally. The narrator comments that if those are his only ties to the continent, he's welcome to leave anytime, perhaps to Morocco, where the Moorish nation myth supposedly originates. The humor lands naturally, pointing out the irony of invoking heritage while rejecting the very system that guarantees his rights.
Snyder I guess she's assigned and she's going to be handling this matter. You said it's set for jury trial tomorrow.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was this, because I mean, I'm prepared to rule on some of this without even a jury trial. The only matter that I was really is the false name issue, which is what probably I'll let a jury decide on that, because this other stuff. That's why I had you on. There was an opportunity. These were things that were filed, that he had filed, and I don't know if you've read them or had a response, or I know you probably haven't, but your office. It says, notice to all law enforcement, nationals or citizens are not required to show identification to a police officer. So what I'm going to do, he cited a Supreme Court case, Collender versus Lawson, 461 U.S. 352, 1983. And it says, in which the United States Supreme Court ruled that a police officer could not arrest a citizen merely for refusing to present identification. Now, I'm not even going, did you get arrested, Mr. Grayson Bay?
Finally, the judge breaks his silence and asks a simple question. So, are you saying you're not American? Grayson replies proudly that he's Moorish American from ATL, Turtle Island. He insists that the corporation of the United States has no power over him. claiming to live under natural law. The judge, clearly trying to follow the logic, asks what any of this has to do with the current charges. Grayson doesn't answer. Instead, he continues preaching sovereignty. The commentary observes that the judge's patience is remarkable. Most people would have lost composure long ago, but he still tries to reason with Grayson. The narrator jokes that a real man would admit mistakes, not renounce citizenship over a few parking tickets. The humor strikes a perfect balance between wit and disbelief.
Pertinent here.
And under my jurisdiction, that's an arrest.
Well, we're not under your jurisdiction.
Once he touched my vehicle, it's a violation.
Well, listen, I don't recognize your jurisdiction in this court. I recognize the state of Michigan ordinances and laws and the Michigan court rules. So I'm going to conclude that this based on this document that you've given me, this would be your lead case. That I'm not going to consider that necessarily an arrest. You weren't taken into custody.
Grayson proudly states that he does not recognize the court's jurisdiction. He quotes an obscure Supreme Court case, Collender versus Lawson, 1983, believing it proves he doesn't need to show ID to police. The prosecutor looks on, probably realizing he's dealing with a lost cause. The judge, familiar with such arguments, patiently explains that this case doesn't apply because Grayson wasn't arrested, merely detained. The narrator's commentary cuts in sharply. He said obtained instead of detained. Third-grade grammar meets fourth-dimension logic. The humor underscores the absurdity, while still showing how misinformation online fuels these courtroom disasters. Grayson confuses rights with immunity, thinking a few YouTube videos make him legally untouchable.
I don't have anything. If that's your authority that I just read as far as your Morris Nation, I don't understand that.
Your Honor, also I'm not asking for a jury trial. I'm asking for you to make this decision. I'm asking for you.
But I told you that I'm not going to waive your jury trial rights. You're going to let
I don't want a jury trial. I want you. I trust you.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I trust you. I think you can make a firm decision and what's going on here. I'm pretty sure you see.
I want to make a decision right now on this stuff right now, on most of it. All I told you I'm going to do is the failure to ID.
Oh, sure. I don't want this to hang up now.
The failure, false info and ID. I'm not going to make a decision on that. I'm going to let a jury make the decision on that.
I'm not really getting an understanding. I mean, I don't think you can even find 12 Morris people to even judge me or my peers. I mean, I'm not even going to consent to that. So I don't understand.
Well, how are you going to let me? Why do you want me to do it? I'm not Morris.
Well, then you need to file a motion to dismiss this case.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
You got to file those motions on your own.
I'm telling you verbally right now. I'm filing a motion to dismiss this case.
Okay, I'm going to dismiss. I'm not going to grant the motion.
Take it to the next level. I'm not paying. That's just it. I'm Morris American, man. I'm Morris American. Okay? I'm not gonna go back.
That's my
birthright.
Listen, I understand that. Listen, right. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not disputing.
Right. I don't even think the prosecutor even wanted to attempt to even battle this. And it's not even against you, Judge. I understand your situation. You wants to be the ref. You can be the referee in this, but I don't think the prosecutor even want to go through this.
All right.
Motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna grant it.
Okay. Well. What you do,
Mr. Morgan, go ahead and speak with Ms. Tucker and Mr. Greer. All right,
thank you. Ms. Tucker, can you go back to the breakout room?
She's ready.
Grayson insists that being touched by a police officer is equivalent to an arrest. The judge gently corrects him, stating that such contact doesn't constitute an arrest or constitutional violation. Grayson remains defiant, claiming it's a violation of natural law. At this point, the judge seems both amused and exasperated. The prosecutor barely reacts. He's seen this circus before. The commentary delivers a biting punchline. That poor officer will spend a decade trying to wash off the smell of 7-Eleven dumpster juice. The comedic relief contrasts perfectly with the serious courtroom tone, highlighting how absurdly far these pseudo-legal beliefs can go. What Grayson views as spiritual truth is, in reality, courtroom comedy.
Probably motion for you to accuse yourself.
I'm going to deny it.
Okay. Well,
You can put it in writing, I'll deny it. So let's continue on with this notice to all law enforcement that the Supreme Court case was cited, and I haven't read that case yet, but I'll look it up. There is no such thing as failure to identify. You can sue the police for an illegal arrest and resist arrest with impunity. Okay, so he cited some cases here. State versus Robinson. Looks like a Maryland case. State versus Mobley in those North Carolina case. State versus Adams versus State Georgia case. And I guess you're saying on those cases that the person did not have to. You can sue the police, that they sued the police and successfully sued the police for their a wrongful arrest and resisting arrest. Personally,
excuse me. I also have Thompson versus Smith, the right to travel.
well, that's on the next. I'm going under the failure to identify heading there.
Oh, okay.
That's under the next heading. So the next heading is personal liberty, the right or power of locomotion, of changing one's situation, or moving one's person to whatsoever place one's own inclination may direct without imprisonment or restraint, unless by due course of law. Unless by due course of law. Now I don't know where you got this. If this is a law, you didn't cite anything from that.
It goes on into Thompson versus Smith, the right of a citizen to travel.
Okay, the right of a citizen to travel upon a public highways and to transport one's property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And again,
I believe I've read
Merlot versus.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's deal with this one right quick. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. No problem.
What are you saying? What do you believe this case said?
The judge continues to reason, stating that Michigan's laws and court rules apply, not Grayson's Moorish nation. Grayson, undeterred, repeats that he's not under the court's jurisdiction and that he doesn't consent to the trial. He requests that the judge make the decision himself rather than hold a jury trial. Ironically, he trusts the very judge he claims has no authority over him. The narrator points out this contradiction with humor and insight. He rejects jurisdiction, but begs the court to decide his case. It's like refusing the rules of chess while asking to win the game. This highlights the fundamental flaw in the sovereign citizen: ideology. Selective belief in law only when it benefits them.
Be questioning the officer for even bringing me to you. They gotta have respect for that nationality, and that's all I'm here to prove. My nationality and my birthright. All that other color stuff and colorism calling me black, I'm not permitting that. I'm sorry. You're not going to pull me over because I'm driving around black. That is real. DWB is real. But when you turn around and have a nationality, that's where it stops. He probably shouldn't have brought me to you, and that's the issue. We should be held him accountable for his actions, not you or the prosecutor. I'm pretty sure the prosecutor don't even want to battle this. But I'm going to stand on my birthright and my nationality. That's my right. That's my common law. I'm very passionate about it, Your Honor, as you can see. So if I seem a little upset or if I get a little, mischief at you, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But my birthright will stand. I don't want to be a United States citizen no more. I'm not subject to United States no more. I'm tired of paying taxes. I can't even afford the insurance. My birthright is all I'm standing on. That's all I have, Your Honor. All due respect. I'm Morris American. I'm indigenous to this land. Nobody dragged me from Africa. This is my land. And you're going to respect me when you see that flag. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go back to what you filed here. Thomas versus Smith, 154 Southeast 579. I think you need to read that in its entirety, because this is one of the cases that I've seen before that has been filed, and it appears to the court that it's saying exactly the opposite of what you believe it's saying. It is saying that the city can revoke your license. You don't have the authority to operate a vehicle on the city street.
The judge explains that he cannot waive Grayson's right to a jury trial without consent. Grayson objects again, saying he doesn't want a jury because no 12 Moorish people could be found to judge him fairly. The courtroom falls silent for a moment as even the judge processes the absurdity. It's clear Grayson is trapped in his own contradictions, rejecting both jury and judge while still demanding justice. The commentary adds that Grayson's fear isn't about fairness. It's about control. Sovereign citizens crave authority without accountability. The narrator remarks how these cases always end the same way: confusion, wasted time, and no results. The system can't bend to personal mythology.
Side, and I can't.
No, I don't know what you mean by charging on the dead. I'm going by. Wait a minute. Here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna talk. You're gonna listen. I'll let you talk.
Yep.
I'll let you talk. I'll listen.
Let's get it. You're right.
You filed this.
That's right. You get it.
You cited this case law. Okay, so you're saying, and I'm giving you the benefit of going over this stuff.
Thank you.
This is another case that I'm gonna that you cited, that I am going to tell you that it's actually Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham. This is the court actually takes offense to you filing this.
It's a court case.
I do.
It's a court case. How will you be offensive?
I'm taking offense to you filing this and using this in your filing as a reason for you not to have a driver's license. And I don't know if you've read this case or not. It doesn't seem and appear that you've read any of these cases thoroughly, because I've gone through each one of these cases at different times, and if each of them say exactly the opposite of what you appear that it says. And the Shuttlesworth case goes back to a time in history where we're still dealing with, where Reverend Shuttlesworth
then verbally files a motion to dismiss the case, insisting that the charges violate his natural rights. The judge, maintaining composure, replies that such motions must be filed properly and that he's denying the request. Grayson, visibly frustrated, repeats his claim that he's American man, more American. The judge ends the argument calmly, refusing to debate further. The narrator praises the judge's restraint, joking that he deserves a medal for enduring 10 straight minutes of verbal origami. The commentary emphasizes how courts must balance patience and authority, treating nonsense respectfully without legitimizing it. It's both legal theory